Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Uh-oh, we're back. We've come back. You thought it was over, but it will never be over.
Like the mighty boomerang, we've returned, whirling, ready to break your hand if you don't handle us properly.
Okay,
that was way more threatening than I intended. Can we redo that analogy?
I don't know. No,
We're
probably
stuck with
not.
it? Okay.
Okay, boomerang.
You know what? You know how this goes. We're answering questions that come from our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yes.
I'm not threatening to break anybody's hands, just to be clear. I'm just being inept. Man, what a way to start off the week. Anyway, let's go, Kyle.
All right. Andrew D has a question. If Eggman was never around, what do you think would have become of Starline? Do you think Starline would have eventually become the main big bad of the series, or do you think he never would have been inspired to be an evil doctor in the first place?
I don't know, honestly. This is almost kind of like a nature versus nurture type of thing.
I figured he'd become like a college theater instructor.
He's a bad person, and I feel like he would look for some means of inspiration, some forms of validation. But Eggman is such a crucial instigator of bad things. I don't know. Maybe he would gravitate towards Gun. You know, they don't exactly show restraint in their policies, and maybe he thinks he can liven it up a little bit. You know, the whole world police thing, very authoritative. You know, love the death robots that you send out willy-nilly. Great, but does everything have to be just gunmetal gray? Can we just give it a little bit of pizzazz? A little zhuzh it up a little bit? No?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense, I guess.
The commander's like, no, we're not starting World War III. But we have all these weapons, and we're not going to use them.
Justification for World War III incoming in 3, 2, 1. And we got a question from Aura. The Deadly Six make a surprise visit to Angel Island with the intention of taking the Master Emerald for themselves. Zavok looms over and overwhelmed Knuckles before El Gran Gordo comes in with a steel chair from out of nowhere. Can Rad Red's unexpected ally turn the tide?
Of course. El Gran Gordo is a champion of the people. He is beloved by women and children. Men want to be him. Of course, he can turn the tide against these foul invaders.
El Gran Gordo. I mean, that's how wrestling always works, you know? It's always like the guy comes out, like someone comes out. It's like, oh, they're coming to save him, or you know, they're coming to betray him, or something like that. So it's always that way. It's you know, it's wrestling. It's how it goes.
Yeah, Knuckles tags in, they tag team, they beat up the Deadly Six, the day is saved. Knuckles like, you're all right, El Gran Gordo. Not like that other hairy fat man. Man, I hate Eggman. What a jerk. Completely without any redeeming qualities. El Gran Gordo's like, well, let's not be too harsh.
We could be just become El Gran Gordo all the time. There you go. Problem solved. Just be that guy. You don't have to be evil, Eggman. Here's a question from Certified Nobody, sponsored by The Oddly Roger. What would you do if you were tasked with rebooting the Sonic series in a modernized alternate universe similar to Ultimate Spider-Man?
First off, cool on you, Oddly Roger, for sponsoring a question. As for rebooting it,
that's kind of already happened, sorta. Like a softish reboot. It's like some things have gotten revised and changed.
You could say that was back in the Dreamcast era, and with every like greater shift in marketing direction, but it's modern Sonic in the end.
Yeah,
this would be postmodern Sonic, I guess. And what's sticking out to me is the comparison to Ultimate Spider-Man, where I feel like that is a very distinct mindset on how to approach it versus just a reboot with modern sensibilities to it, you know?
Yeah.
Now, whether we're talking about the original Ultimate reboot or the present Ultimate reboot, which I haven't read much of at all, but I get the general idea. I feel like that is, in the present Ultimate reboot, it's more for an older audience, and I don't think that's where Sonic should go. Sonic is at its best in that comfortable young tween but appeals to everybody bubble. He doesn't need to be aged up. You do that, you lose your audience, or you lose a crucial part of the audience at least. But if we're talking like the original Ultimate reboot, whose entire point was to simplify and freshen up, that I'd be more behind. You know, take all the various concepts that have come from the modern era and reorganize a little bit. Sand off the edges, maybe. Don't worry about the classic era and how that sliding time scale works. Just do Sonic. Say, you know, here is Sonic #1, game or otherwise, and re-explore the universe. I think that might be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Not might be. That'd be delightful. What am I talking about? I had a field day with that, but
finally, maybe we don't have the characters arbitrarily separated by like weird time scale eras. That would be cool. Here's one from Chaos Sonic 1. With the Marvel vs. Capcom series returning, how would you adapt Hyper Mega Man and Hyper Roll, where Mega Man and Roll combine with Rush, Eddie, and Beat to become Hyper? P.S. Hyper Mega Man's design is based on Mazinger Z, and Hyper Roll is based on Aphrodite A and Venus A.
I wouldn't make it like a mainstay of the series. Find an excuse for it to happen, but say that it's there's some kind of limiter on there, so they aren't always just armoring up willy-nilly and taking out Wily in a single shot.
I do kind of love Hyper Roll, though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. No.
I've always been on board with Hyper Roll.
But it's one of those things where I feel like it needs to be a special occasion. You know, it's fun, it's a big moment, but don't have it always be on tap, because that would lose some of that specialness and beg the question of why doesn't they do that all the time?
Yeah. I mean, why don't they do that all the time? And we got one from Comic the Hedgehog. After Shadow gets amnesia, the other characters prank him by telling him his past was being a pop star drag queen diva. They have doctored pictures and videos as evidence, and Shadow doesn't remember any difference. Does he believe them? And if so, how does he act on this?
Well, I mean, if they're going to go to that degree, I don't even feel like that's pranking at that point. That's gaslighting.
I might as well just lean into it.
I guess he kind of acknowledges that, well, okay, he did that at some point, but that's not who he is now. He doesn't feel like doing that, so he's not going to, and you can't make him. Never look back and such and such.
Alrighty.
Sonic's put out because he spent all that time dressing up as Shadow to make these pictures and videos work, and there's not even a payoff for it.
Oh, man. Cue the song. Sonic pranked himself. Oh, well. Dawson the Dachshund has a question. We just passed the 20th anniversary of my favorite childhood show, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. To celebrate, a thought. What imaginary friends could some of the Sonic gang have had?
It's a really curious thing. So many of them have the same imaginary friend. He's blue, he's fast, he's encouraging, he solves all their problems for them. It's like a collective hallucination. It's the weirdest thing. They even named him the same thing. It's bizarre.
That is very bizarre. Yeah. Strange. So who is Sonic's imaginary friend then?
Who is Sonic? Oh, right. Their imaginary friend.
Dun, dun, dun. Da da da! What a bizarre adventure. Surge's imaginary enemy. There you
go. Sitting there on the psychiatric couch next to the Starline. I think this Sonic, as you call him, is just a projection of your own fallibilities. She's like, shut up.
I'm going to project my own.
Make me?
I'm going to project my own fallibilities onto your face if you don't shut up.
Didn't you make me to fight Sonic? Yes. Well, look at the hypno glove. Look at the hypno glove.
I'm being told Chip is Sonic's imaginary friend. Wow, this thing goes many levels deep.
No, guys, really, there was a talking chihuahua. Look, I got this bangle. Yes, Sonic, everyone can buy that at the gift store. No, it was his. You don't understand. We fought the eyeball snake monster from the pits of the earth.
He really loved ice cream.
I turned into a werehog. It was great. I mean, it's awful. I mean, Tails, you believe me, right? And Tails is like, Amy, I think that whole thing about dressing up as Shadow and Drag really kind of messed with his head.
Oh, no. Oh, no. He already hallucinated he was King Arthur. What do you want from him?
No, dude, it was a genie. Flaming arrow right in the chest. Sonic, he had heartburn for like 3 days. I told you, stop eating so many chili dogs.
I had cyber corruption, I swear. I was inside a computer. Okay, Grandpa, time to put you to bed.
Meanwhile, all of this is a grand conspiracy of Shadow to get him back for the pop star prank. See how you like it, Blue Hedgehog. Perception control.
Oh, no. There's a giant pinball fortress, I swear. Styx is there. She's hinging on every word. I believe it all. All right, question from Excel Hedge. If IDW ever gets around to bringing back humans, what are the chances we will see Gun and Agent Madonna? Come on, she deserves a chance to shine with Sega like Nintendo has been giving Pauline chances again.
Gun, I would imagine, sure. I mean, but with how everything's going with the Year of Shadow, folks will know what Gun is in relation to Sonic. That I see easy enough. Agent Madonna is like slim to next to impossible.
Like Topaz would be more likely than Madonna, and even then,
no, actually.
Oh, really?
Actually, Madonna would be easier to get, I think. From what I understand.
Oh, wow.
Topaz is absolutely off the table.
Oh, Ian, how could you do this to us? Why are you?
It's not my choice, dude.
Why are you keeping these things from us? Why can't we have nice things? Is it? Why can't you let it? Why do you hurt us, Ian? Why can't we have nice things because of you?
Don't shoot the messenger, all right?
I'm
honest with you.
I'm shooting the messenger right now because the messenger sucks.
Well, too bad. We still got like a whole 2/3 of an episode left to go.
Okay.
You're stuck with me.
Oh, fine.
Also, your aim is terrible. I didn't even see the shot.
I mean, this is why I'm a podcast host and not a marksman. All right. Hearts 13 has a question. The Super Genesis wave destroyed previous realities within Archie Sonic's multiverse. Surviving old realities, Prime, Soul, and Special Zones were either slightly or vastly altered. But if many worlds and eternal inflation theories mean anything, please don't look that up on Google, new infinite parallel realities would fill the gaps of older worlds, like the Sonic Boom universe and Gold the Tenrex reality. Had Archie Sonic never been canceled, what adventures in this new multiverse would play out?
I have no idea. Like, the series ended. We never got to explore that.
No.
And I could make up stuff on the fly, but who knows if that would ever get approved. And to that end, since the Archie book was trending more towards canon, or like mainline modern Sonic canon, would the Shadowverse come into play with that? I don't know.
I don't know why the chat said this, but Sally fights the Anti-Monitor. What?
That sounds like something very early pre-reboot.
I was going to say, it sounds like Crisis on Infinite Sonics. Wait a minute. That was actually a thing, wasn't it?
Yep.
Wasn't that actually the name of the story even? If I remember right? Yeah. Well, I mean, it is multiverse, so we got to condense that multiverse down. Oh, Night of 1,000 Sonics. That's right. No, that's no fun. That's less fun. I prefer the Infinite Sonics. No. Oh well. No power scaling. Hero Squad has a question. It's time that I ask my first ship question. Only curious. Not that I am one. Silver and Fiona. How does it go?
She plays him like a damn fiddle, but he's so earnest and honest that she realizes that there is actually goodness and purity in the world, and she feels bad for abusing that trust, and Silver is the one that makes her do the face turn.
Wow. So not quite as poorly as people seem to think, because everyone keeps saying poorly in the chat. But, you turned it around. You actually made it halfway decent.
I mean, ask me this on another day, I can probably find a bad end for it. But, let's be positive for once. Put the energy out there that you want seen in the world.
Oh, okay. Oh, man. But Fiona could have made him worse. That would be funnier, though. Rare non-trauma Ian. No sassy Ian. Ian decided not to be sassy today. Weird.
Fine. You want corrupting Fiona? Hey, Silver, you know how you thought Sonic was the Iblis trigger? Yeah, you were totally right. I knew it! Want to go on a murder date? I don't really like the phrasing of that, but okay.
It's just a repeat of Surgeon Silver now. Oh, man. Oh, the ship name is Silvona. Let's go away, huh?
Otherwise, it's Fiverr, and that's not right.
Joseph has a question. Hang on. I checked Izuka's Sonic and Shadow comment from the last BumbleKast. Why was Izuka's quote pruned down like that? And why isn't Sonic cheekily eager to rival Shadow? That justifies Shadow's attitude so well in hindsight. I just realized the 2021 Sonic Channel story matches the same dynamic. Why is Tails Tube even part of this conversation? He laid their entire dynamic out so perfectly. Why would we want to maintain the alternative as the norm? Doesn't it clearly contradict what he said? Well, let me answer the first part. The reason why we pared down Izuka's quote is because I'm not going to sit here and read like 3 paragraphs of a quote because that's unnecessary.
But sorry, I'm missing. Like, what is the question here? More, I'm lost. Are they like asking a question to a previous questioner in support of us, or are they contradicting us? I don't understand what Joseph is going for here.
A couple weeks ago, where they were asking about characterization for Shadow in Tails Tube, was the intended direction for him or a comedic exaggeration?
And Joseph is saying, why even bring that up?
Yeah. I am not
the wording to me sounds like he enjoyed that Tails Tube episode.
It sounds like they were responding to the person who asked the question, not to you, which is odd. Like, I don't know if we're like a vessel for, you guys to argue with each other through us. Like, I can't
I mean, it certainly isn't the most expedient way to have a conversation, but...
No, it is not.
I guess the best way I can summarize my response to the whole discourse is I cannot go rogue with material I write for Sega. Everything I contribute to Sonic goes through multiple layers of scrutiny and approval, both by Sega of America and Sega of Japan. I cannot be wrong. They won't let me.
I mean, you can be, people can dislike what you're doing. And I mean,
sure.
part of it could be on you, but part of it also is what they tell you to do.
Right. I see a lot of folks saying, well, Ian got this wrong. It's like, but you don't understand. This is what I was told to do.
Yes.
This is what you are receiving is the end product after multiple revisions and oversight by the people who decide what Sonic is.
Yes.
I do not have the executive control in this scenario at all.
No.
So I'm sorry if you're disappointed or not satisfied with it, but there's only so much I can do in that regard, especially with a character as interpretive and beloved as Shadow. Everyone's going to have an opinion on how he should act and who he should be.
Yes.
The best I can do is thread the needle to make the bosses happy and appeal to the widest possible audience.
Yeah. All right. Next question is from Mama Robotnik. Oh boy. I didn't know she was still around. Has Shadow forsaken his love of coffee beans and Latinas for Red Bull? I mean, it does give him wings.
The number of times I have seen since the promotion that Red Bull gives you wings, and it's those big Venom-esque wings. And I'm filled with rage because I didn't think of that joke first.
Well, I mean,
that is excellent, and I've been beaten to the punch multiple times. I'm slipping, Kyle.
well,
I'm falling behind on my dad jokes.
I mean, you couldn't have known that they were actually going to do a cross-promotional thing with Red Bull, right?
Like, but I've known about the wings for a while now, Kyle.
Yes, you've known
Red
about
Bull
the wings.
Up, I should have made the connection. I was ahead of the curve. I should have known.
But
no.
I mean, you're not in the marketing department. You couldn't have known what tie-ins they were going to be doing.
I could have made such a horrible, horrible joke. Everyone else got to it before I did.
Well, there's always next time.
I guess. But really, when are we going to have another winged character with with Red Bull cross promotion? See, I can't even say the full sentence right. I'm slipping, Kyle. I'm losing it.
You're just, yeah. You're all right. I mean,
put me out the pasture.
Put Ian away. This is the Ian era of Sonic is over.
There was somebody in the comments somewhere who said, "Oh, Ian's clearly failing in health because he's stuttering and falling all over his sentences and he's not making any sense anymore." And I'm like, what are you talking about? And now every time I slip, that comment comes to mind. It's like, no, I'm proving them right.
You keep stuttering and missing your words. It's like, have you been listening to this show? You've been doing that this whole time. It's been like this for at least the last 10 years. Come on. Nothing's changed.
Okay. I guess that's reassuring. I've been consistently awful. The performance, lovely, more magical. Stupendous. We haven't even reached the mid-episode break yet. And it's Monday.
Now
it's freaking Monday.
Now I'm just making it worse for you. You're welcome.
Put out the energy into the world that you want to see.
Oh, man. This is the karma for sassing everybody last week. Oh, man. All right, question from Mel. Way back in the long gone year of 2006, a certain WrestleMan answered an email in which he dreamed up his own chocolate bar with licorice-encased marshmallow vapor, liquid nougat, and a crispity cookity log covered with rich, creamy pepperoni and tiny bowls of crispy puffed rice cereal, all shaped into the shape of his pants. My question, Eggman sees this strong bad email and grows envious. What sort of crazy candy bar would he invent for himself, and what would he name it?
Okay. So clearly it's shaped like his face.
Oh, not like his pants.
No. Given how long his legs are, that'd be like a hell of a Twix.
Yeah.
But then he would be encouraging people to break his legs, and then he doesn't want that. No. He's all about promoting that image. Eggman Empire insignia everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And somewhere in the mix there you got to have egg custard.
And
as tempting as it is to go with whole motor oil, actual indigestible things, what we've seen from like the official stuff, and I guess considering the cookbook too, is it's indulgent.
Yes.
So that thing's going to have multiple layers of different flavored cookie that is sandwiched together by different fillings of different viscosity, triple dunked in different layers of some kind of candy coating. And there's egg custard in there somewhere.
As long as they're evil cookies.
Well, yeah, because each one's like 15,000 calories by itself. It'll kill you just eating one.
Yeah, but what a way to go.
Bread, you just take a nibble of that mustache, you'll be fed for a week.
What a way to go, though. I mean, come on.
As to what it's called, I don't know, but I know the slogan is Taste the Face.
Taste the face?
Taste the face, said boldly and proudly, without any regard for what you're actually saying.
All right. Taste the face. Maybe they're called death eggs.
This is killing me because I know I'm going to come up with something after we're done recording. It's like, that would have been a brilliant name for it.
Yeah.
It's right there. What is it called?
Face ships? No, I don't think
we
so.
just had the face ship. No. The egg. This is killing me. I can see the promotional stuff right there. Get a load of this, the new whatever it is. Taste the face. But what is the damn thing called?
Get a load of this. Yes. Thank you.
You've got, the poor schmuck who's been eating it for the entire commercial, just sitting there clutching his stomach, groaning. And he's like, don't give up now. Those were the easy ones. What is the product called?
Dang it.
All flavors, full power. The marketing writes itself. What is the name of the product? You know what? I can't come up with it. Comment below. Tell me what this thing is called. And I don't know, maybe we'll come back to this on a later BumbleKast just out of spite.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what it's called. Oh, it's
even do like a full mock commercial. I want this thing now.
You can do it. I mean, it's all there. All the ingredients are there, but there's no... I can't think of a name either. I've never been good at names, to be fair. But...
Guys, you know how to do this. What is this thing called?
I mean, even the chat's not coming up with anything really good. Oh, man. Well, we leave it to you, folks. We're going to get this question here from Mixiger17 before we take a break, though. Let's say Kit finds out he can make some sort of adorable face that somehow manages to turn Surge into a giddy, squeeing mess. If Surge didn't explicitly forbid him from doing it, do you think he'd abuse it to get hugs and stuff from her, or no?
There would be a parabellum. Like, he would use it sparingly at first because he's afraid that it won't work every time. So each instance is a test. Does this work? Does it get the reaction? It does. Consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now he can employ it whenever he wants.
Oh, boy.
And he's enjoying this attention. And this is fun. And now she's starting to get used to it. Or she's starting to pick up when he uses it. She finds the pattern. And now he's at risk of losing this win button. So he's going to have to really scale it back because he can't lose this. He must have the positive reinforcement that he instigates himself. And then it just becomes sparingly. Just, whenever he really needs the head pats.
Yeah. I can't stay mad at you, Drippy.
You have one of those Eggman cookies we don't know the name of. It's delicious.
The marketing is genius, but what are these even called?
All right. Obviously, I need to take a quick mental break. Stick around for a couple of patron-sponsored ads, and then we'll be back with more on the BumbleKast. This episode is sponsored by Speed Radio, a bi-weekly podcast playing through nearly every single Sonic the Hedgehog game commercially released, analyzing how the series evolved and changed throughout its 30-plus year run. They go in-depth and chat about the development history, mechanical innovations, and level-by-level breakdowns of each game, with their own sense of humor sprinkled throughout. Speed Radio is available wherever podcasts can be found and through their website, speedradio.fireside.fm, for those who wish to download the episodes directly. This ad is sponsored by Daniel H. He'd like to introduce you to Miss Kelsey Reed. She's an ambitious local filmmaker, actor with dreams of starting her own YouTube studio. He's seen what she can do with a little budget and can't wait to see what she'll do with an even bigger one. Attached is a link to her GoFundMe page. She's got a little money in, but could use a little bit more. He's eternally grateful for those people who have believed in her and would like to boost those that have dreams too. Give the link a read over if you please, and he thanks you for your time. Link will be in the description of the episode below. We're back, and we're starting off with our weekly giveaway question. Follow us on our Twitter, Blue Sky, Tumblr, or Facebook to have a chance to get your question answered for free on the show. This week's winner is...
Chris watches stuff. In a lot of games, it's noted that Amy has super speed, just not as fast as Sonic. Surge has also been shown to be not as fast as Sonic without a boost of some kind. So which of the two is faster, Amy or Surge?
Surge.
Yeah, I kind of figured. She's, supposed to be kind of more of a Sonic analog, so makes sense that she has some kind of speed.
Yeah, Surge without any competition.
Yeah, but I mean, unless like Amy smashed her knees in with a hammer, then,
Well, that's different.
Yeah, yeah. Then everyone's faster than Surge for a while. At least for a little bit. I mean, Surge does have a healing factor. I guess that's true.
Right, and she's going to remember who did the kneecappings, and no one will be faster because she's going to get revenge, and you can't outrun her.
Yeah, but, I mean, Amy can take her. Here's one from Night Fury Lover 31. Continuing with Amy in Sad AM. Sorry, should have specified the modern version. She spends time with Sally. Since she's not much of a fighter in the show, do you think Amy helps train her? Also, these girls are going to gossip about their blue boys as well.
Yeah, sure, because that's what they exist to do in some media. But training, I don't know, because if we're talking pure Sad AM, Sally never showed an inclination to train, from what I remember. But one could argue that's just because she was fixated on, managing everything else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why add one more thing to the itinerary? Because, she wakes up before dawn, does everything, goes to sleep, gets a good solid 3 hours, and goes back to the grind. So when did the training go in there? Especially when you have powerhouses like Sonic and Bunny and, good Lord, Antoine. Why would you need anything else, But at the same time, I could see Amy pushing for some self-reliance. You can't rely on Sonic all the time. He might be off doing something else, being distracted. And you can't count on him to show up at the nick of time every time. So, maybe you learn how to swing a hammer or two.
Yeah, but she has a trained attack moron. I mean...
That's not nice to say about Antoine.
Oh. It's talking about Sonic.
I am not the moron, I am the fuel.
Oh, okay.
I wish you to take that statement back.
Sonic is the moron.
Yeah. Here you go. Amy encourages her to take up some kind of weapon skill so that she can defend herself. Rotor incorporates Nicole into some kind of smart steampunk hammer device.
I'm down.
And so Sally can now use this crazy hammer to map out an escape route and also club things while Nicole is sassing them.
Was Nicole that sassy?
Mostly around Sonic, to be fair.
I mean, Sonic made her sassy sometimes, but...
We're talking like Season 3 territory here. She needs room to grow.
Yeah. Sonic made her sassy, but a little bit.
And if we're going to have her as part of some kind of crazy steampunk hammer, she deserves to be sassy about it, all right?
Good. Let every talking weapon in the Sonic universe be sassy.
Come, Sally, I need to let off some steam. Nicole, please. That's the third time you've made that joke. You have yet to laugh. I am still workshopping
it. I'm laughing. Normal person has a question. Zach Taylor, the Mighty Morphin Black Ranger, against Sonic the Hedgehog. Both are remaining in a Power Rangers versus Team Sonic battle. A dance battle! So by rule of cool and other factors of breakdancing, who wins this duel?
So it starts off strong. They're both really excellent competitors. And then we cut to the moon where Rita is spying on them, and she's super jealous at all of their style.
Uh-huh.
So she has them conjure up a breakdancing robot.
Okay.
No, enemy. Well, I mean, sure, it can still be a robot. An enemy unit. Sends it down. He goes to style on the both of them. It's a 3-way dance battle. Rita gets ticked off that he still hasn't won, so throws them on to make my monster grow. We have Sonic teaming up with the Zord. They defeat the evil robot dancing guy, and they're like, that was great. We make a great team. What were we doing? Oh, right. Dance off. Let's start over. Roll credits.
I figured they were going to make the Zord and do some Sick breakdancing moves.
Yes, you're absolutely right.
There we
And
go.
I completely forgot there has to be a West Side Story styled dance fight with the putties.
Yes.
They're just kind of, soft shoeing in.
Yes. Oh, man.
They're warbling out some version of Putting on the Ritz.
Man. Silly. All right, Onyxodon has a question. You said in one of my previous questions that Mimic would be appalled at the metal virus for its unnecessary civilian casualties. That being said, if he were not in jail during that arc and was loose, what would he do to survive? Would he help Eggman, the Restoration, or try to hide? I'm curious about the second option. It sounds interesting to me.
Oh, he'd hide. He would go to one of his safe houses and just try to wait it out.
He died?
No, he would hide.
Oh, he would hide? I really thought you said, oh, he died.
No, he would hide.
He would
Go to
hide.
the safe houses and try to wait it out.
Okay. Would he be able to disguise himself as a Zombot?
That's kind of funny. Hide in the crowd. I was thinking more he gets infected and he just keeps shapeshifting as hard as he can to try to stop it from progressing up one of his tentacles.
Would that work?
Not for long.
Okay.
So you literally have him changing form, trying to run away from himself, trying to stave off this infection. What a horrible, torturous end for a horrible, torturous person.
Could he cut it off? I mean, It is a tentacle.
We're not going like PG zombie horror here. We're still G-rated zombie.
Okay. I mean, you could always do this off screen,
Yeah.
Oh, well. Thanks, Sega. Not letting us have any fun.
They let me have fun for a year and a half. We had enough.
No fun allowed anymore.
Yeah.
Here's one from Peacock Queen. Tangle's reaction to Sonic being revealed as the Phantom Rider got me thinking. Could Tangle really lose her faith in Sonic in some way? What would it take for her to truly doubt and stop trusting her hero?
I can't think of a scenario that wouldn't be contrived in some way. Like, you would have to have inarguable proof that Sonic had betrayed everything he holds dear, every single one of his ideals, and lots of people got hurt in the process. And at that point, that level of a frame job, it goes beyond Tangle. But no, I think Tangle's always going to give him the benefit of the doubt.
What if he pronounced GIF as GIF?
She just kind of stares blankly and goes, "What are those?" They're images on the computer, Tangle. Oh, JPEGs.
JPEGs, yeah. JPEGs, yes.
Tails was complaining about that new one. Webub. Is that it?
Web pings. Yeah. He calls the X button on PlayStation the cross button. Oh no!
The sideways plus. The misprinted B button.
Yes. Tar files. Who put tar in the computer?
I've torn this thing apart and still haven't found any cookies.
I accepted all the cookies. Where are they? Quazzle J has a question. Is there anything you want to add to the Zeddies?
Depends on how much latitude I have. If we're just kind of returning to Lost Hex for the sake of it, if you're going to give me like full creative control, I'm going George R.R. Martin on these guys. Like, you're going to have Zeddy clans. You're going to have the entire history of Lost Hex and their species. Where are they based out of? What is their grander history? 1,000,001 multicolored snaggle-faced things. Like, go full D&D greater roster on them and their feats. And you kind of walk away going, so that's just like a small side feature of the main brand. It's like, yep, totally wasted my time and energy on there. But did you know that?
Yes. I mean, This is you we're talking about. You would add lore to anything you could.
I mean, you've got a weird planet with weird ruins and weird Oni dragon ancient peoples. And the most we get out of it is, that's odd. No.
Yeah, I know.
We could go for days with that.
Yes. You could go full echidna on this sucker.
Now, given the option, I would rather do that kind of treatment to Blaze's world first.
Yeah.
And if not that, Silver's future. And if not that, then probably 5 or 6 other things. But, if I was given the option, here's a blank check, go crazy on the Zeddy. I go crazy on the Zeddy.
You can do that. Yes, sir. No problem. All right. We've gotten a suggestion for the Eggman snack name, Ian.
Okay.
The suggestion is Egg Noggins.
Yeah! That's it, because it's shaped like his face, of course.
It's his head.
I knew it. It was right there. I couldn't. No, that's it. That's perfect. Get a load of this. The new Egg Noggin. Taste the face.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yes. Executive order. That is the thumbnail. The Egg Noggins.
Thank you, Major Bunny, for coming up with that in the chat. Much
Round
appreciated.
Round of applause for Major Bunny. That's that's satisfying. I feel complete now.
She is truly our hero. Good.
Feeling peckish? Get a load of this. The new Egg Noggin.
Delicious.
All flavors, full power. Taste the face. It works. The missing piece has been aligned and everything is right in the universe.
Yes. We made it through this episode. We made it through. Good.
I'm gonna have to get a candy bar or something after this. I want an Egg Noggin.
All right, let's keep going. Here's one from Reckons. Do you think Amy does card readings for her friends? Are there any who would really be into it?
Sure. I'm sure it's like a fun party game type thing.
Would Silver take it a little too seriously?
Silver, Tangle, absolutely.
Oh, well, yeah. Tangle loves it, though. She's really into it. Silver would be like, I think Amy would be a little scared pulling Silver's cards. She'd be like, I don't know if I want you to see this one.
No, it's kind of a reverse scenario where she's, reading the future and he's going, yeah, all right, that lines up.
Oh, no.
Wait, really? Mm-hmm. Because see, this, and this is all going to happen. I've seen it.
Oh.
Wait, work? Well, why else were you doing it?
Oh. Amy is truly an oracle. And we got this one from Scurvy Pirate Dog. So, Gerald Robotnik is Eggman's grandfather, but Gerald also created Shadow, meaning you could say that Shadow is Gerald's son. Because of this, by technicality, Shadow is Eggman's uncle. So, here's a Sonic Boom plot for you. Because he's Eggman's uncle, Shadow becomes Eggman's legal guardian and is forced to raise Eggman as his kid. How does it go?
So I imagine that's how the episode starts.
Mm-hmm.
Is Eggman's kind of putting together his family tree, and Orbot and or Cubot makes this observation, and boom, Eggman just goes, because now he has to acknowledge him. They're family.
What a twist.
And he comes just running over to Shadow's weird rune cave. And it's like, Uncle Shadsy, I'm here for my sleepover. The hell are you talking about? And he's just the family bond with him the entire time. And, he causes trouble on the island and gets his butt kicked. And he's like, you can't blame me. My uncle wasn't there to raise me properly. What? Amy tries to have like a parent conference with Shadow. Now, I understand that you're a bit estranged from your younger nephew, but you really do need to make this connection. I think there's still time to course correct. The hell is going on? And just keep that running gag is that Shadow has no idea what the context is. Like nobody will actually explain to him why Eggman thinks he's his uncle. They just treat it as a known fact. And he's just enduring this because who are these people? Why do they keep coming to his cave? Is he going to have to go find another rune cave to brood in?
No. I got woken up for this. I'm going back to bed. Stay out of my cave.
He just opens up this random gun pod and seals himself away again cryogenically.
I'm going to sleep for another 50 years. All right, here's one from Sleepy. We know that wisps aren't fans of violence, so it makes sense that some wisps didn't take part in the fighting during the Eggman War. So what would be some non-combatant or civilian roles that wisp played during and after Sonic Forces?
You could have a lot of fun with this.
Yeah.
Like, if they were just part of the search and rescue operations, blue blocks to act as new foundational devices to raise objects up, or like power wisps or the ivory lightning ones powering generators to keep the lights on for search and rescue. Orange rockets acting as flares, red burst, setting fire to keep people warm, blue nebulas to suck up debris and clear the way for everybody. Crimson Eagles doing recon just to see, where people are, keep them in touch.
Suggestion
Green
I'm seeing
hovers.
is burst wisps as chefs.
You could also, do that as well. Green hover as couriers.
Yeah.
Jade Ghost also kind of search and rescue, as just floating through various objects, seeing if there's anybody missing, or even doing recon. Not necessarily for attacks, but how to avoid patrols.
Yeah.
They could be very useful and helpful. Gosh.
That would be nice.
We need Eggman to take over the world again so we can explore this. That'd be fun.
I mean, he doesn't have to take over the world to do it. I mean, they could just do this.
No, you're right. Maybe he blows up another continent trying to awaken another eldritch god.
Well, that's just Tuesday.
Or maybe there's another Titanic flood, something horrible, so we can see how wonderfully they are.
Okay, Ian. Sure.
Maybe we need to do Metal Virus 2, just so we can show off how helpful the wisps are. What are you doing? Why are you dragging me away? No, it's William! I'm telling you, we can do this!
You heard it here first, folks. Ian wants a sequel to Sonic Forces. Oh, boy. Here's one from Soccer Cot. Is Whisper the Wolf offended by George Michael's song Careless Whisper? Does it remind her of how careless she was because she allegedly made her friends in the old Diamond Cutters die?
I think you're reading a little too much into this one.
Well, I mean, it is called Careless Whisper, but...
Yes, but she wasn't careless. She was trusting.
Yeah.
So until there's a trusting Whisper song, she's in the clear.
Yeah. I mean, at least they weren't the Neil Diamond Cutters. And we've got one from Sonic Sword Fighter, who blames Rabbit Haver for this one.
Oh, don't pass the buck. You're still asking.
During Silver's campaign in 06, Mephiles has a speech about how just as the flower comes from the seed or a chicken comes from an egg, everything has an origin. What if Silver interrupted by asking where babies come from? How would he react?
Just as a flower comes from a seed, or a chicken comes from an egg, everything has an origin. What about babies? What? What about babies? Where do babies come from? You don't know. Nope. Nobody ever taught me. Oh, this precious moment. I get to educate a boy and steal away his innocence. And then Blaze comes in and sets him on fire. Looks Silver dead in the eye and says, "It involves birds and bees. I'll explain when you're older." That doesn't make much sense, but okay.
Thank you, Blaze.
I asked Fiona the same thing and she gave me the same answer.
I'll tell you when you're older.
Well, first there was the evil laugh, and then she looked ashamed, and then she said birds and bees, so I'm really confused.
What about the stork? There's a
What
stork.
about him?
There's a stork involved now. I don't know. There's birds, bees, storks. I guess storks
There's
are
a whole
bird.
cabbage patch. Look, the logistics are complicated.
I know.
We'll get back to this. Can we just find the Chaos Emeralds, please?
It's making this a lot more complicated. And spoiler 1001 has a question. Great news, Ian. I have $5 and a burning question.
Well, you're in the right place.
With the giant space Nessie aboard the Ark, so close it to where the emeralds could go, I'm curious, if the bio-lizard went super, would it grow wings? Giant space Nessie.
Why not? Why not? Let her live a little.
Yes, she deserves it.
And you know what? A second head while she's at it.
The bio-lizard was actually a dragon this whole time.
Yeah.
Giant space Nessie. Yes, good. Very good. Very good. Here's one from the Lanetics, sponsored by Allison S. Ian, Nintendo Game Freak and the Pokemon Company send hired goons to your home, bringing you to Nintendo HQ for a strong-armed offer. They're remaking Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness and want you to write a tie-in comic. How do you adapt the lawless tale of saving the Shadow Pokemon, and how do you portray Wes and Rui, the first game's protagonist? Any changes you want to offer into the writing room?
Number one, thank you to Allison S. for sponsoring that question.
Yes.
Number two, we've been through this, guys. You don't need to do the kidnapping thing. I will happily come over, okay?
Yes.
This is like the third time. Let's put a memo down somewhere. I will work for anybody, really. As for the actual question, I never got to play Coliseum or Gale of Darkness, unfortunately. I wanted to. I never had the time or money to do so. So I'm not super familiar with the story outside of the shadow Pokemon and, catching them and purifying them, which I think is a fascinating side of things. It shines a light on a side of the whole catching and using the Pokemon that they usually don't get into.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, I would want to lean more in shadow Pokemon type thing. Like, why does only Lugia or like Mewtwo that one time have the cool alternate forms? Let everybody have like the cool shadow makeover. I know there's over 1,000 of them now. That's asking a lot, but darn it, I want it anyway. As for adapting to a comics, first I would need to actually, see the game story, refresh myself on that. But I wouldn't necessarily want to reinvent it too much. Just find how best to pace it through the comic. Depends on how many issues I have, what the page count is. There's a lot of factors to go into how much page real estate do I have to work with. Do I have to do can I do a truly faithful adaptation, or do I need to do like the Cliff Notes version because you gave me one issue to cover 2 games? That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Alrighty. We got a couple more questions. Here's one from TV Guru. You let it slip, so I want to know, what restrictions did Shadow's Dark Rider have over the years?
Slip is the primary word there, isn't it? I probably should not pull back the curtain on that one, especially not right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Maybe when you're ready to burn those bridges, after you're long gone, long done with the franchise.
Yes. When I'm old and even more senile, we'll have a nice big tea sipping party. But BumbleKast year 20 is still a fair bit down the road.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Cream wrote it that one time, so it seems to be that's okay. Probably actually not, Our last question is from Twilord. If Sega told you to name a cowardly detective who was a Great Dane for a fun reference, what could you come up with? Legal says it cannot be Scooby the Ooby-Doo.
I can't call him Shaggy either, because that's maybe not really descriptive and probably too on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
So what's a good synonym? Scruffy? No, can't do that.
Nope.
It's already a goat.
The greatest of all time?
Maybe we'll name him Hamlet. He was a Great Dane.
Damn it! Ian Flynn, go to your room. Let's get out of here.
I don't know if I can come up with a good name. All I know is that when you really needed to convince him to investigate that haunted house, you can totally win him over with an egg noggin.
And on that note,
I really hurt you with that Hamlet one, didn't I? Thank you to everyone who supports the show over on patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, unless you're dropping a horrible joke that just breaks Kyle's soul. And we'll see you next time on the BumbleKast.
I mean, the thing is that it's too good. And yet also terrible.
Well, isn't that just the best kind?
I know. It's like, I hate you for saying that. I wish I'd have said it.
And here we are with the Shadow Wings and Red Bull all over again.
And good old egg noggins. So, Gerald Robotnik is Amy. Why did I say Amy? You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
Here you go. You want a cranky Ian story?
Yeah, I do.
All right, here you go. So last month, we received water damage from the unit upstairs.
Well, yeah.
And among other things, it knocked out the kitchen light. Not physically knocked out, it just the kitchen light had to be replaced. Mm-hmm. This is going on while we're losing Tenny, so I'm a bundle of nerves. Mm-hmm. And end of the month, they finally come in, everything's done, they put the new light in, huzzah. And within 24 to 48 hours, it's a strip with 3 individual lights on it.
Yeah.
And that middle one goes out sometimes.
Uh-huh.
More than sometimes. Okay, now it's out. Well, did it just have a weird bulb? Swap out the bulbs. Nope. It's not the bulb. It's the light itself. Lovely. Okay, so find the email chain with management where we were organizing all this. Hi, the replacement light is on the fritz. Can we please have a repair for the repair? No reply within a week.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'll go through the condo's app and submit a ticket. I have to label it as a leak because there are no other options. That's stupid, but whatever. Hi, the replacement light's on the fritz. Haven't gotten a response from management. Need a repair, please. Ticket gets marked as finished, but nobody actually comes by. Find out later that they were confused, thinking that I was still saying that the light hadn't been replaced. And it's like, yeah, it has. So next week, I call during regular office hours, go straight to voicemail. Hi, this is Ian in yada, 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 yada. Still looking for a repair on the replacement light. Give it a couple days. Because I'm trying to give them a little bit of leeway because there was other water damage months ago that destroyed the management office. And they're just now getting it rebuilt. So I didn't even know where they were set up. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here. So 48 hours, no callback. I go on to the Facebook group for the building and say, so, short version, I'm being ghosted. What do? Long version, here's all the timestamps of me trying to get in touch with somebody. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, they're actually just in this temporary office over here. Lovely. I'm glad that was communicated so clearly. Thank you. I know what I'm doing in the morning.
Oh, boy.
First thing in the morning, get a call. Oh, there's the superintendent. He's going to come look at the light. How grand. So he comes over, he looks at it. And that center light, I thought it was all wired. I thought it was a fixed fixture.
Yeah.
No, the individual lights are just like simple toggle latched in on a magnetic strip that carries the current. And all he had to do was like move it a couple centimeters to the left, and the current was established and the light works.
Oh.
I spent the better part of a month trying to get a response when I could have gone on my step ladder and finagled it gently, and it would have worked.
Okay.
Pleasure.
Oh.
I didn't look too closely at it because I'm no electrician. I didn't want to screw something up.
Oh.
But now I know I could have very quickly and easily, no fuss, no muss, fixed it myself. And instead, I waited 3 weeks. 3 weeks of trying to be next to the phone in case somebody calls. 3 weeks of trying to be around in case somebody knocked on the door and I wasn't there to let them in.
Well, shit.
Light works though, so that's great. That's fantastic.
Now you can see.
And you know what I saw? Like, I think literally the same day?
Yeah.
I saw the handle to the washing machine rip off in my hands.
No!
Like, the plastic itself dry rotted or something. It just right off. There is no way to repair that.
Didn't they just replace that?
They replaced the main water hose, which somehow had dry rot.
Okay. They're all inside. How are they have dry rot? What the hell's going on over there?
I don't know. So the machine itself, while loud, still works.
Okay.
I can still get the door open. So I'm just going to wait till like Black Friday to get a replacement. But
okay. Now I'm being asked, how many Bumble Kings does it take to screw in a light bulb?
0. We're too inept to do it alone or in a group.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. And also being asked, Ian, have you tried duct tape?
Look, when, this is 4 years ago now, when I was descending into our underground parking and the windshield fogged.
Yeah.
And the garage door hadn't opened nearly as much as I thought it had.
Oh, no.
And it proceeded to battering ram said windshield.
Ooh.
I used a great deal of duct tape before taking it into the dealership because I did not want that thing exploding in my face as I went down the highway.
Good idea.
So yes, I have used duct tape on occasion.
Yeah. Oy, We're having a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.